Good evening, everyone. It's Dan's All About Arsenal. We're back again for the Arsenal forecast with Cartoon Alex in replacement because unfortunately Alex can't make it tonight. But he's here in spirit, Alex.
He's here in spirit, pointing to the gods.
Yeah, he's going, come on. And we were just talking off there. We're just sort of touching on what we're going to sort of wrap up tonight and talk about. And there's quite a lot to talk, as always, we go on. But we're going to touch on Champions League is one of the main things I'm going to talk about. I'm excited about Wednesday, how good we are in Europe. And Bayer Leverkusen, I don't know if they feel what's going to hit them, but I think there are a few men down as well. So I don't think they're a full-strength side either at the moment. So I think it's quite exciting coming up against them. We're away first leg, but I think we can do this. I want to just touch on the FA Cup, obviously, as well, with some of the kind of highlights and through to the next round of that. And then we've done Brighton, we've watched it, but there's a few things I want to touch on, mainly the manager on the other side, just to kind of rinse him a bit because he's an absolute muppet. So we will get all to that and we'll have questions. So if anyone's jumping in the chat and wants to get involved, drop us your comments. We'll talk about it. We'll stop and we'll, get involved in what you're asking. So, but to kick us off, boys, Champions League. How excited are you guys? Start with Vinny, because Vinny was the one who was going to be here first. So, geared for you, Vinny. Tell us all about it.
I mean, the thing is, it's a really strange thing because at the beginning of the season, in all honesty, I deprioritized the Champions League. That's the honest truth. So all the games I was intending to go to was as many home games as possible.
Yeah.
As many Carabao Cup games as possible. Because from the beginning of the season, I thought we were going to win both of those two titles. And I really deprioritized the Champions League. So it's not hard for me to get excited about it. But, my focus has really been on league and everything else. Having said that, having seen the draw, oh my goodness.
Wow.
I mean, the only one that can... Yeah, I mean, what do you make of the draw? Incredible or what?
I think we've been lucky in every draw this year, which is just never happened.
No, exactly. It's like it's almost scripted. If ever there was a team that was going to go and do the quadruple this century, this could be it.
It could be our year, man. I mean, don't think it is mad.
This could be it.
We've got us and Man City. We're both in this quadruple situation. Oh, I can hear myself. I think that might be
I can hear you double.
Yeah. I might be, okay. But yeah, that would be quite a mad thing. We're setting ourselves up for either all the glory or failure. But obviously, positive. We're going for the glory on every single front, and that's the little niggle at the back of your head where you're going, can we do it all? And we're on for it. We're on for it. And like the draw that's just happened, obviously with the FA Cup, the draw for the Champions League has been unbelievable. It's gone away for a change because we hadn't had it for years. We've come up against like a Liverpool in the third round. You're like, and then you're out, and it's just been a nightmare for the last few seasons. So to have a draw consistent with this, I'm buzzing. I mean, I see us going to Wembley's at semi-final of the FA Cup. We should beat Southampton. We're going to talk about that quick draw that's just happened tonight. Out of the two teams I wanted was Southampton or Port Vale. So I think Chelsea got Port Vale, which fair enough, but we got pulled out second versus Southampton at Southampton. I was like, we're going to Wembley again, so come on the boys. But what a draw. What's your, I mean, I've digressed a bit, but what's your thoughts on the draw on the Southampton game? Josh, go on.
I mean, personally, I wanted us to be at home. I'm totally selfish. I want to go to as many games as I can. I know I can't get to many finals, but I wanted a home tie. Not just because it would be easier for us to get through, but just so I could go.
Yeah, true. Southampton, mate, it's doable, but no, not ideal.
3 hours.
Not ideal at all. No, just a casual 3 hours.
It's like that on the train sometimes. 6 hour round trip.
I've got Ray Marsh in the chat. So, evening, Ray. How are you doing? Let's have a look. He just said to us on there, he said, does anyone listen to David Dean's interview and the High Performance podcast? I haven't seen it yet, mate.
I've seen a clip. I've seen a clip. About the bit where basically he got he basically got told to go, and the way he sort of felt about it and everything. It's quite interesting actually because I was quite a sort of David Dean fan. Sort of his relationship with Wenger and everything. He he built that sort of that team and everything. Yeah, and it's kind of quite interesting as well because what he was essentially saying was that with the way that other teams were going, that he was looking for outside investment, because the board at the time didn't have the money to compete. Obviously, we just done the stadium and everything like that, which was all on tick. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, we hadn't paid for it. It was all on the never never.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite interesting, really. And obviously, with the way the club's then gone after his departure, we've ended up going down that route anyway. Obviously, with the investment of the Cronkies, it's still, I think we've still got that kind of basis of, it's a family club. It's run very well. It's run as a business. We're still up there. With some of the real big teams throughout the world, really, as being sort of like a profitable club.
For sure.
And it was quite interesting. I'd like to actually try and find it and listen to the whole thing, really.
No, I did. I've heard of bits and clips, and he's done a few interviews and stuff recently. But I always like David Dein. I listened. I think it was the Wenger book he done, like Who the Hell is Arsenal or something like that, wasn't it? It was like yeah. And I'd listened to that, and that was really interesting. He was heavily involved, obviously, in finding him, speaking to him, recruiting him, and
exactly.
Pushing it that way. So there's a huge influence and a huge Arsenal man. He's been there for years, David Dein. So props to him. But I have to look up that. So sorry, Roy. Thanks for the comments on that, mate, and enjoy the rest of the stream. Get involved. Any more chat if you need. But obviously, we go back to Southampton.
Yeah, Southampton. Sorry, go on, Vinny.
1 second, guys. Sorry.
Hands up.
Are you guys still hearing yourselves? Because it might be the fact that I've got a screen there and the phone here.
Yeah, maybe. If you've got it playing through your screen, you might have to mute your screen, because then we can.
Yeah. Let me just turn this thing off. Hold on. You guys crack on. I'll sort this out.
Go on, Josh.
Okay. So Southampton. Obviously, again, it's a favourable draw, isn't it?
100%.
However, they're a bit of a sort of thorn in our side, aren't they? We have struggled against them in the past. We've had a few losses and sort of draws and stuff like that, and we actually played them, didn't we, in the FA Cup final? I'm trying to think what year that was. Ooh. I mean, we won it, but yeah. So it'd be interesting. And I think, obviously, with the weekend's game, it looked like we struggled in terms of the scoreline. So people are going to look at it and go, "Oh my God, they've struggled against Mansfield." But you're away. It's a very changed lineup and team that we had. I think obviously the real highlights was Max Dowman. He got man of the match, and quite deservedly so. He created so much. He was unlucky, really, not to score. There was a couple of chances he probably could have done better, but he's 16, for Christ's sake. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable what he can do and his kind of potential. I think sometimes when you see like kids in the men's game, you sort of almost have this expectation that they should be able to do it because they're there, but it's so difficult and it's such a jump. I mean, I quite like Marley Salmon. He obviously, he made the mistake for their goal, but at the same time, he's he looks a very, really good prospect. I'd say one of the disappointments that I thought of the game was Mascara. I didn't think he was really what we've sort of almost come to expect from him, because he's been really good and solid, and he made like a few mistakes, and there were sort of silly mistakes really that you wouldn't almost expect from him, really. But yeah, obviously, it's a big change, and it's they're they League One, aren't they, Mansfield? Okay, you can go there 50 teams below us or whatever, or maybe more than that. But they're not going to be a bad side. They're at home. They're going to be used to that sort of pitch. Do you know what I mean?
I enjoyed it, mate. I think
obviously the goals that we got were very good. It just would have been nice to to have sort of got a couple more, but at the end of the day, we're through to the next round. We've got another favourable sort of draw. So it's all looking good, isn't it? Really, I think it's all positive. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I think Spurs are going to go down. So it's
scarily looking that way. Genuinely,
how hilarious is this going to be?
Jesus Christ! Honestly, it's like
the year that Arsenal do the quadruple. Right, is the year that Spurs get relegated. I mean, you could not wish for anything better. The only thing that's going to put a dampener on it is if we end up going into World War III and nothing happens.
That was a joke. That was a meme, wasn't it? They're doing anything to Arsenal not win the league by going into World War III. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, it's happening. It's happening, guys. I'm being recruited. We're all going in the army. Jesus. Roy's just dropped a comment in here, which is quite interesting. It's Spurs related, but he said, "I read that Spurs will finish off paying off their stadium in 2050." Dependent on consistent Premier League football. Any idea when Arsenal finish paying off the Emirates Stadium? I had a quick look, actually. So technically, we've paid the stadium off.
Yeah, but I thought we had actually paid it off.
Yeah, I think because it was built 2006, but it was like there was a payment structure for 25 years to end in 2031. But it's actually, I think it's already been sort of done and paid off because of how bloody good we are. So yeah, Tottenham.
I did wonder because I heard that we'd paid it off. And then every now and again, I'd see it labelled as Arsenal Stadium rather than the Emirates, and I thought, well, maybe that's why, because obviously the whole reason why we paid it off was essentially because of the sponsors. So like the Emirates Airlines, that was the reason why it's called that, because essentially they fronted the bill. To pay for it all, and like Nike and stuff like that, because obviously they were our kit maker at the time. So, yeah.
Well, I'll give you the quick definition of this. Is what I found on a quick look up. It says the Emirates isn't completely paid off yet. The stadium bond runs out in 2031, but the debt is structured and under control, so no longer holding Arsenal back financially, which. That was a huge part of obviously the Wenger era, wasn't it? They were struggling. They couldn't buy players in. The quality was different. They were getting rid of players to kind of help, keep the money going. So I think that was a huge part of it. But obviously, look at us now and where we are. And we were kind of probably ahead of our most people at that stage. Hence why we're now at that point where we're going, right, okay, we need to pay it off. Now we need to look at restructuring it and trying to get more seats in there and stuff like that, which is still up for debate. It's been one of the first podcasts I think I ever done on here was they announced stadium plans and they're looking at how to make it like building it bigger, steeper steps, like a bit like if you've ever been to West Ham, it's really bloody steep. It's like a ladder to get up.
I think they're doing standing, aren't they, next season? There's going to be a safe standing.
Oh yeah, safe standing,
Yeah. So basically, if you've ever gone there, it's always the North Bank, isn't it? And probably I'd say the clock in, they're always pretty standing anyway. But it's actually not going to be any more seating, supposedly. It's still going to be, that's your seat, sort of standing space, but it's just so it's safer. I think it's more barriers and stuff in the way, because I looked into it, and it's actually not adding more in seats, but it's just making it more safe, I think, essentially. So, but yeah, no, it's really, really interesting. But I know we just touched a little bit, Vinny, I know where you're just sorting out your bit here, but I'll bring it up just because we're talking about Max Dowman, and I know we texted about a little bit earlier. And I mean, what an absolute player, Vinny. And I know you were sort of raving about him as well. And I mean, what a player we've absolutely got on our hands. I cannot wait to see what he does. And I think what you spoke about, Vinny, on text earlier about the Marley Salmon thing, I'd like to sort of hear from you on that one, because I thought that was really interesting what you pointed out.
Well, I mean, as far as first and foremost, his performance, I mean,
Unreal.
Speechless, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about how bad the pitch was, but yeah, he was gliding along the pitch like he was on carpet. Mm-hmm. I mean, you saw him, right? It was made it look absolutely effortless. For someone of that age, no fear, take the other team on, take the ball, go and attack. You know, there wasn't many other players on our team that were playing with the same kind of freedom as he was. Maybe it's like, because he's so youthful, he's probably still got a lot of that in him, because the whole academy system is really geared more towards especially in the earlier years, just letting the kids play, They're not so focused on, sharing the ball and having to pass, but they want to see what each individual kid can do. And they really do try to nurture them as individuals and their individual skill and ball control, etc. And you could really see, I mean, he's in the professional game now, but you could really see him shine amongst all those pros that are getting paid hundreds of thousands a week more than him. He absolutely shone. What a shining light in that game. He was absolutely amazing. And then, as I said, this is what I actually text you, was what was amazing for me was that, he was head and shoulders above any other player on the pitch. That was one thing. His natural ability shone. But the other thing was, mentality-wise, obviously he was unfazed by the occasion, unfazed at the fact that he started. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and then when his, obviously one of his fellow academy graduates, Miley Salmon, obviously I think you saw the mistake that he made, which is okay. That there's no problem with that. Someone at his age, playing this kind of game, you expect that kind of mistake. But what really amazed me was the first person to kind of go and put an arm around him was Max Dowman. He went straight over there, and you could see him look intensely in his eyes, as if to say, "Don't worry, pick yourself up. We go again. We're going to win this." And it was amazing to see that. Not only did he have the talent on the pitch, but he, as a kind of leader, I guess, amongst the fellow, his fellow academy graduates, you could see he was kind of leading them as well. So I thought that was really good. So good to see. What a future he's got with Arsenal. What a future.
I love that. And you can see like what always happening, because let's be honest, you're in the first team, everyone's talking about you and the youths and everything else, and see what Max is doing and stuff like that. So everyone automatically pretty looks up to him. You can imagine the dressing room.
Yeah.
It's Max, like what the other players like and stuff like that. You can imagine the excitement of like seeing that and feeling that and all that kind of stuff. And he takes it just really low, from what you've seen on the surface level, very calm.
Yeah.
I just think he's a future leader, like you touched on. That's what I was like thinking.
I think
him almost becoming like a future captain or something like that years down the line. But if he's that kind of now at this age, Jesus Christ, we've got our hands on something special. Like I would sort of comparing to, some of the wonder kids have come through already. And I'm just so excited to see how it progresses and what we do with it. And I think he's got to play, I heard, 3 more games, Premier League games, to get a Premier League winners medal, because he's not really played enough. Obviously, he come off an injury, but I'd like to see if he again starts to get a bit more, because there's a few injuries we've got, so you could see him being back on the bench more. Odegaard's out to the end of the month, I'd heard as well. So you think, well, fantastic, chuck him in for the last 10, 15 minutes, let him do something. He's unbelievable. I'm buzzing. I'm so excited to see what he does.
I think he's really been nurtured, isn't he, by Odegaard and Declan Rice. Obviously Odegaard being the club captain and Declan Rice just being a out and out leader regardless. So I think that's definitely benefiting him in terms of, like you said, his sort of mentality. He's so exciting, and I just hope, fingers crossed, it sort of, carries on that path. He doesn't become one of these other ones that ends up fading out a bit or getting sort of injuries all the time.
There's a different feeling, though, don't you think? There's something going on since.
100%. I mean, obviously, when like Ethan Nwaneri came on the scene, there was that sort of buzz, but not like this.
No. There's a different feeling in the air.
There is a different feeling, 100%.
And every time he gets on the ball, like, I don't know about, like, say the game was all right, but every time I got on the ball, I was like, I was like, oh, because I was watching it, I was working, unfortunately, because at the time of day it was. So I was in the office, but I can keep an eye on it. But every time I got on the ball, I stopped, and I was like, watching every bit really intently. And some of the chances in skipping through several players and having a shot, he was unlucky not to score, to be honest with you. And I think it's just, it will come all day long. He's just got the talent there to do it, which is something you can't teach. It's just natural raw talent. And I can't wait. But I'll click on while we're in the FA Cup slides. We'll have a look through there, because one of the other milestones we hit here as well was the 100th Arsenal goal for the season from
Arsenal.
Which come on, guys. But for Madueke as well, I mean, it was a great goal. He had a chance just before, which obviously come back out. I think the only thing Martinelli did was then pass it back to him, and he hit it first time. I thought it was a sweet finish. I thought he'd done really, really well, and I want to see more of this from Madueke. What's your thoughts, guys? Starting with Vinny.
Well, I mean, look, 100 goals, right? So I think, are we the top scorers in the Premier League?
At the moment, English clubs, yes. Yeah.
So the top scorers, but what's the rhetoric we hear? As you just said, boring Arsenal. This is the worst Premier League in God knows how long. You'd think we were just grinding out 1-0 wins and that we wouldn't even reach 100 goals by the end of the season. Yeah. So it's all just talk. I know, is it talk? Yeah. There's so many sheep out there. People out there are just
earlier.
So what's that?
Yeah, I see a stat earlier that there's only 3 teams out of the top 5 European leagues that have scored over 100 goals. One being Bayern Munich. Obviously, they scored like ridiculous amounts, didn't they, in the Bundesliga? Because it's a rubbish league. And I think it was Barcelona.
Wow.
And then us.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there you go. That just silence the critics, silence the rival fans, and just say, look, we actually, we do play good football. Yes, we can play dirty and kind of the dark arts, as it were. We can do it all, and that's what makes champions, doesn't it? So
100%.
Bring it on.
You've got to be able to grind these wins. It's not been pretty this last week in the sense of how we've played. It's not been pretty football, but we've won every game and come through it. And we'll go back to Brighton in a minute, but that kind of with the result for Man City and all that kind of stuff, that changes. I've forgotten about the game. I was like, we're 7 points up, and that changes the context over the whole thing. You ground a tough game away. Who cares? Like literally, I'm at that point now. I don't care what anyone else says. We're 7 points ahead. We're in every cup competition still. I mean, I've got some really good bloody slides on some of the stuff, and I've actually got about the goals thing coming up. So I want to get to it because I think you guys will find it really interesting. So let me just skip on to, obviously, Eza has had a wicked goal. I mean, in fairness to him, he absolutely, what a rocket. And you go, where was this every game? Like, I mean, I know, again, lesser opponent and all that kind of stuff, but he just absolutely launched it. And I was like, wow, come on, Eza. And it saw off the game after that, it kind of finished. But, I mean, what did you think of Eza's goal, Josh? And, the finish was for me.
I mean, he took it very well, and it was a very kind of Eze sort of goal. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you go back before he signed for Arsenal, but like if there was like a highlights reel of his career, they're all goals like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's the trouble when you have such high expectations for a player. And you watch them highlight reels and whatnot, and you kind of go, God, look at them goals he scored. But that's not every week, is it? That's not every game.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So then you've got to be like a bit more realistic and sort of, I think, where he's not played as much, he's starting to obviously get a few more minutes because Odegaard's out. But yeah, it's good. It's good to see. I mean, I hope it, I hope it gives him more confidence to, try it a bit more. Because I think it's still something that we need to work on in terms of, shooting from outside the box, or do you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes we do try and walk it in the goal a little bit. So yeah, it's good to see. I like it, and long may it continue.
Oh yeah.
I mean, would we be incorrect to refer to him as a moments player? Because he's not an Odegaard type who's going to be. He wants to be involved every moment, every touch of the ball. Is not that type of player. So is he a moments player?
Yeah, he does just pop up.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
100%. Yeah, completely agree.
If we brought him for these moments to make it, to get us across the line in a tough game, or this game, for an example, to make it a 2-1 where it could have been a 1-1 and slight embarrassing, but to finish at that kind of level, that's what we brought him for. Every player who we signed in the summer, wasn't it? Madueke, Eze scored. Both team players we brought in to do this very thing, so they're doing their job, and that's all we can ask for, really.
The trouble is, it's the noise that you get around it all, isn't it? So obviously, you get pundits, you get other podcasters and stuff all chipping in, sort of saying like, "Oh, he's not worth it," stuff like that. But I'm not being funny. He scores a goal like that, brilliant. If he ends up doing it in the Carabao Cup final, which wins us the game at 1-0. Then he becomes a hero, doesn't he? So it's and that's what he done at Palace. Essentially, he scored the goal that won them the FA Cup. That it propelled them into Europe.
Yeah, blinding player. And as for all the pundits, as I've basically said, it's not only just the pundits, it's the public at large as well. They're sheep, and they're like my Wi-Fi router. They're just repeaters, right? They just boost the signal. So one or two of them say something, and then it literally, whatever they say is just reverberated around the whole of the internet.
Yeah.
And so it's I wouldn't even say it gets boring, but I'm like, think of something new. Because now we've just broken 100 goals. Now what are you going to say? What are you going to come up with next to discredit what we're doing this season? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Eza goal, so we finished on 101 goals with the Eza goal straight after that. So which is good. Coming on to the next slide, which there's a few of these breaking down kind of when we've scored goals and stuff like that. But I don't know if you can see this clearly, but this is for the season so far. So Josh, I'll talk you through it. But so they're broken down the game for like 1 to 15, 16 to 30, 31 to 45, and it's when we've scored the goals. So in the first 15 minutes, it's 14. The next 15 is 11. Just before half time, it's 15. The most of our goals are scored just after half time and in the last sort of 15. So it just that's an interesting breakdown of where we scored the goals. You go on to the next part. Go on,
so just before you go on, I think the 16 to 30, I think we see that in every game, right? Where we get off to a decent start, have a good bit of possession, then after about 15 minutes, we start looking a little shaky. It's no surprise to me that the goals go down.
No, it's so true. It's so true. Like, but when you break it down and you go, it's like by month. So they've broken it down by months as well. So it's how many games you've had to how many goals per game have we scored on average.
Yeah.
And, it's always 2 and above, which is fantastic. The highest month was February. So we've had 15 goals over 6 games. That's 2.5 goals per game.
Wow.
I think from what I can see, which again, I mean, I love a stat. It's dropped off a little bit in March. It's the first time it's dropped off to 1.66, so we haven't been scoring as many. But when we're like, a couple of games in, so I'm not too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly. So we haven't had as many games, and it's only the 9th today.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And even more interesting, you go full season for Mikel Arteta. So they've done it on each season for Arteta. So he's 2021, 94 goals, 58 games. 21 to 22, 77 goals, 45 games. So obviously less games, obviously maybe less competitions and stuff possibly. 22, 23 is when we started to sort of come out the woodwork. Is it that kind of that was the season? 103 goals, 49 games. Yeah. And then that
was the Rob Holding season, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was still the old Robbo. But then it was the season after where we kind of scored the most goals we've ever scored. We've won as many games as we had. So we had 52 games, but we scored 113 goals. So bearing in mind, we are, the following season that we're 1 goal short of that. We played 6 more games. But currently we're at 101 games current season, 101 goals, at 46 games. And we've got a lot of games to play still. So it's going to be a record-breaking season, unless we just suddenly have a goal drought completely. But it's exciting times ahead, from the goal side of things. But I just thought it was really interesting. It's all from the Arsenal website as well. So, and how we'd scored. So this is another interesting when you break it down, because obviously when you're talking about how we scored the goals, so 65 of our 101 goals are from open play. I mean, that's big in itself because the amount of stick we've had. 24 of them from corners, 6 from free kicks. Penalties, we've had 4. Throw-ins 2, which is an unusual one. Inside the box, 88. So we do a lot. Only 13 outside, and an own goal 7. So that's the breakdown. But that is, I just thought, really interesting, eh?
Well, the thing is, I tell you what's really weird, right? Imagine if we hadn't seen a single game all season, but at this very day we were presented with these stats. And we were told where we are in the league, where we are in the Champions League, and where we are in the cup competitions. The strange thing is, I think we would, if we had not seen a single ball kicked, we would probably in our thoughts and in our minds, we would be imagining a very different style of Arsenal than we're actually seeing on the pitch.
Yes, true. You're actually spot on, I think, Vinny, on that, because you can see the amount of goals you go, oh wow, that's fantastic, and we've still got 8 games to go in the season. We're still in all the cups. We've got so much to play, and we've scored that many goals. 100%. We are. Yeah, it's different what you see on paper to what you see, the eye test, all that kind of stuff. But I think it's just the last few games. It's been a bit like, oh, okay, it's not been great, but the result's fine. You know, it has been like that. It's just the challenge we have. But when we go on to the next one, this is a little thing I'd caught on Instagram earlier, but this is us in cup competitions. We haven't lost the game in any cup competition at all. When you look at it, it's just, when you go to body of work this season so far, it's so impressive. And you have to get up and go, like, clap. Come on, this is, we're doing impressive things. We haven't dropped a game. We haven't lost a point. You know, we've smashed it in all cup competitions. We've lost, 3 games all season out of 46 games? That's impressive. And I think we have to be...
Why do I feel you're setting us up for a big fall here?
Never been. I'm not at all. I'm only positive. I'm only ever positive.
Everything you're saying tells me we're winning at least 2 titles. That's what you're telling me.
Mate, it's the quadruple, Vinny. Have you not been listening? We're winning it all. But just from what we're doing is just unbelievable. When you think on paper, like you said, start of the season, you've got what? We've beat Bayern Munich, we've beat the Inter Milan. You go, yeah, like, geez, I'd just be excited to rewatch it all. But when you're in it at the time, it's different, isn't it? It's completely different. So, but we massively digress from all this other stuff. But that was the kind of part on there that I wanted to touch on. There was another little kind of clip. So I'm just going to have to drop this down to reset it, because I know we're talking about Champions League. So let me just go back to that and then start us off, because that's obviously big game Wednesday. I'm going to be watching it early kickoff, which I hate. So, but I will.
It's a 5:30 job.
5:45. Yeah, it's not great.
Great.
So we will see how we go. But I mean, expectations, I think, on lineups would be interesting, because I've got a predicted lineup which I'd found that, you know, someone's predicted and stuff like that, which is pretty much as I'd see it. I'll put it on screen, see if you agree. So it might not be this, but for us, it's obviously Raya in goal, and Nketiah left, Gabriel, Mosquera there, because I think Saliba's still maybe got an ankle, but he could be back. But we'll wait and see what's said in the press conference, which I think is tomorrow. Zubamendi, Rice, Eza, Martinelli left, Saka right, Gyökeres down the middle.
And is Martinelli in, by your reckoning, because we think Trossard's injured?
I think because he went off injured, but I kind of got the impression with the FA Cup, because there was a few little niggly kind of injuries, but it was like, look, it's an FA Cup game. Just if you've got something come off, it's not worth it. It's kind of almost, that's what it felt to me. And I thought, if you're pulling up about anything, I'm hoping there'll be some precautionary stuff there, because I mean, it'd be nice to have. Not that Trossard has been firing, you know, since sort of the new year. He had a really good start to the season, but seemed to have dropped off a fair bit. Calafiori can't stay fit, which has been frustrating. It was nice to see him. Then he goes off, and Nketiah had to come back on. Obviously, Timber come on as well, because I had a weird back three to start with, didn't they, which didn't quite work. And as soon as the 4 come on, it was a lot more comfortable at the weekend. But this seems to be, I think, the best of it, apart from maybe Havertz, you know, doing a 60 minutes or a half and maybe switching or something like that.
Who would he be coming in for? He'd be coming in for Eza, would he?
Maybe, yeah, because I still think him and Gyökeres link up well, but he could play in both positions. But I think it's more the case of, well, let's see how we go. I think, and then we can still pivot. That's the beauty of the bench. The bench is still going to be half decent. It's still going to be a certain amount of players when we bring on. I think Dowman will be there as well. But when you look at that, let's try and have a look at the actual what we think the bench could be. Let's have a look. I didn't do a snapshot of that, but I was on the lineups itself. So who will be on the bench for us? We'll have. Will not play. And I haven't got a subs there yet.
Do you know what I think of when I look at that team?
Mm-hmm.
I look at that team and I honestly think we don't look like world beaters. And I base that on not on individuals, but based on how I've seen this group of players perform this season.
Mm.
When I look at the team as a whole, I mean, Gyökeres, obviously, I think the expectations in Champions League may be slightly different because the opposition plays differently against us. So,
more open,
more open, so there's more hope.
Yeah, we've always played better in Europe because we're allowed to play. We don't really get this kind of defensively low blocks and stuff like that. But it'll be interesting to see if they try and go for it like every other European club who have then failed. And we just seem to be able to play our game so much better. So we always look better. And I mean, Vinny, I'm the one who probably gets to go to the Champions League games more games than a normal home game because of the family kind of connections we've got with a season ticket, and they don't want to go in the evening. So I'll go, fantastic. Yeah. I'll jump on that all day long, and it's the games that me and Josh and Alex have been to in the past. So start the season around Christmas were every game pretty much, and it was great. And we play so differently in the Champions League because we're allowed to play, and that's why I'm really excited to see it again Wednesday. So actually, this is how we think we can play, kind of thing. This is how we should play, but the teams in the Premier League don't let us because there's so much more. This season, all teams have been defensively so much more sound compared to European teams who just go attack, attack, attack. We're much more every phase, like we talked about before, Josh and stuff like that. Like it's defense, midfield, attack. It's all one. But where they might have some really good, good player here, good player there, but they don't have the squad that we do. I think so. I think I'm pretty confident going in Wednesday. I'm not too concerned. I don't know the team at all, and I know they've had a lot of players change since their invincible season a couple of years ago. Obviously, their manager went to Real Madrid, got sacked, and I don't really know much, since then. So, but apart from what I've heard, but I'm confident going in, to be honest. And when sorry,
no, I was going to say I think they're about 5th in their league, aren't they? In the German league,
I've got it here. They've got 6, but
6th in the league.
Yeah, 6th in the league, and the form when you look at
that form, shocking.
Win, draw, loss, win, and you look at Bayern Munich, like top win, and that's basically Arsenal's the last X amount of games is win. So form-wise, we're spot on. It might not be pretty, but we're winning every game. And it's a different league. Look at the teams who are above them, who Dortmund and Bayern Munich, the ones that I know, RB Leipzig maybe. The other two, I don't really know much more. But Stuttgart, you hear the names. Hoffenheim, not at all. But obviously having a better season maybe, but you can just see it's quite close, quite congested in that top 3 or 4 spots maybe. But form was not great. And when I was looking back at some of the games they played Olympiacos and stuff like that, who were absolutely hammered. But Leverkusen, I think, beat Man City randomly and stuff like that. So it's all really, really random when you look back at their fixtures. So it's I'm not worried. I'm just looking forward to it, I'll be honest. But have you got any concerns, or are you just excited, boys? What's your thoughts?
You're going to make me change my match prediction. Well, the thing is, I saw Mascara at the weekend, and you could tell. I mean, he definitely needs a Gabriel next to him. He can't lead a back 3 or back 4 at all. He's a good, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but he looks really good when he plays alongside Gabriel or alongside Saliba. When he's got more of a senior role to play in the defence, he looks a bit shaky. And you saw that. To me, he had a really, really bad game. I'm hoping now next to Gabriel will do better. Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, it's a different gravy. When you looked at, Gabriel at the weekend, the game had just gone and stuff. Wasn't the weekend; it would have been Brighton. And then him and Capello just had an unbelievable. They were absolutely buzzing. I think when you go into that, I think bear with. It's all in different orders because of the way we've spoken about it. But yeah, and they had a great game, and you can see how kind of relieved they were. The game, where are they? I can't find it now. I don't know if I've saved it. But yeah, they had a hell of a game. And Gabriel was it man in the match. What game was that? I'm losing track now because there's so many games. Was it Gabriel midweek? Was that Brighton?
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he saved the goal. Was that him? Saved the goal pretty much off the line, which we could have gone down straight away. I'll bring this clutch up here because obviously going on to that game, obviously we had, Saka score a rare goal for him at the moment, it seems to be, which was like with me and Josh obviously watching it live. It was like 10 minutes in, and then he beat his man, had a shot, a little deflection through his legs, and it was just
through his legs, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was just really bizarre, and we were like, okay.
I think I was having a mouthful of lasagna at the time, so I was a bit.
I think the lasagna was better than the game.
I think it was. But do you know what it was? The result and the Man City result is what made that sweeter. And I think everyone, and you could see it in the crowd after how it was all going, and everyone heard the results of the 2-2 Nottingham Forest Man City, and everyone was like, double celebrating the win, and then, oh my God, what's going on? We'll drop points, and it wasn't expected at all. And fair play, Nottingham Forest, absolutely buzzing off that. But to touch on a few people, this is a funny picture I thought of. Obviously, Arteta and Saka, because obviously there was a bit of a tiff on the sideline with this Muppet. He was complaining all game, I think, wasn't he? He was in the year of the fourth official, saying about time wasting and all this stuff. And I think when we look back on it, I think I'd seen a few people who'd done research and looked into it. And it was like, there's about 7 seconds difference between the two teams or something crazy. And you just think, this guy had it out for us before the game even started. In the press conferences, he was moaning about it after he was moaning about it. And I don't know if you saw the clip of Arteta, and he was like, what a surprise. It's just
yeah.
It was just so funny. But he is it Hertzler? What is his name?
Hertzler. But this is what I mean, though, when I say they're all just repeaters, because right now it's just on vogue to be against Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? It is. Everybody's doing it. So now everybody thinks they can do it. Everybody thinks they're going to get a laugh out of it. Everybody thinks they're going to be heard because they're sticking it to the league leaders, who are us. Do you know what I mean? So it's like us against the world, and they're all at it now. They're all at it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, when you look at TalkSport, every TalkSport thing I get through, like a notification, it's all about, it will say something like Arsenal this, and I'll click on it out of interest, and then they talk about something completely different. Arsenal might be mentioned in it for a little bit, but there's still, everything is Arsenal headline related because it's clickbait, and they know we'll watch it or click on it and see what's going on, and they'll speak about it for a bit, but then it's all about other teams as well, but they're not mentioned in the title, and you just think I think that shows a hell of a lot of the way the media is having to act at the moment, which is just crazy. It was nice to see Havertz obviously getting back a few minutes, obviously end of the last couple of games as well, because I think he's going to be huge for us if we can get him fixed. He's not there yet, is he? He's playing minutes, but I think he's going to be huge for us if it's in the 10, if it's in the the false 9 kind of position. I think just having bodies back, but having that football intelligence back. I know he's not the man who's going to go and score all your goals, but he does pop up, and he's one of the best players we have, I think, out there. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that, guys.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it's good to have him back, and just sort of let's just hope that he is sort of nurtured back in at the right pace rather than sort of having to use him. Because I think he'll be quite important for us on the sort of tail end of the season. Champions League as well. I think he's good for us in Europe. He's obviously a Champions League winner as well. So it
goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. And then hopefully, we can get him fit for next season to be a bit more of a pivotal role within the squad.
Oh no, 100%, mate, and all mate continuing to come back and be fit. And I chucked this in there. I don't know if you saw this as well. Do you see this on Instagram as well? So Murillo, obviously, he'd made a comment, obviously, at the end of it, and it was Gabriel Magalhaes had liked the post as well. But I mean, that was the last kick of the game, wasn't it? He saved it pretty much off the line. And how things change and how things have gone our way. I don't know if there's an element of luck or just it's meant to be that at the moment the things are going our way. I've never known a season like it, to be honest. It's absolutely crazy. But thank you, Murillo, for helping us out. And then obviously with some big news as well, and this is from Mikel Arteta's Instagram. And obviously he won awards, and we won several awards at the London. I think it's the London Awards, isn't it? But he won Manager of the Year on that, which is fantastic as well. And I think just to read it out for you, but he's honoured to receive the Manager of the Year award at the London Football Awards 2026. This recognition belongs to many people: the players who give everything every day, the staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes, and the incredible supporters who push us forward in every moment. Grateful for the journey so far, the boss. But I just thought it was brilliant. And I know we won, I think Raya won awards. I think Rice won Player of the Year, isn't it? For London as well.
Got an award as well, didn't he?
There was loads. I mean, I was trying to find a list quickly because I realised that I hadn't got the
Eza
rest.
got an award, but I think that was more for
community,
his foundation and stuff that he has, the community.
Yeah, I've actually got it here. But yeah, that exactly that, mate. So I've got a picture of him and Rice on my screen, but you can't see. But just seeing if it's any more. Yeah, Ebre as a men's PFA player in the community champion of his work with the Eza Foundation, which is good. And then Alicia Russo as well for the girls.
Yes.
Yeah, she won her Barclays Women's Super League Player of the Year prize as well, which is fantastic. And I don't know if you boys saw the clip I put out on TikTok and YouTube and stuff of the David Raya kind of saves and stuff and in training.
Yeah,
that's
cool. Brilliant.
Love to see it kind of in training and on the field. But it's the double saves, which I absolutely love. And that guy, I mean, he like all of us, it's a collective, it's a team. We're all, you don't win with just one player. But, he's someone who's kept us in games. He's saved goals at vital moments. And obviously that golden glove at the moment is going his way. We just need to continue and get back on track. But he's had just as many golden gloves, if not more now than he did this previous season when he won it. So he's way on track for that as well. And I just, we're just really lucky. And still crazy how much we all kicked off. And I was one of them, when Ramsdale was in and he was not getting Champions League games and he just got us to the Champions League. Next season, he was basically shunned to a cup. Goalkeeper, and I still remember that. I was thinking, what's going on? I loved the personality of the player more than maybe the ability of the player because he was a good keeper. Maybe it was a bit more dramatised. I still like the guy. Obviously, he's at Newcastle now and he's doing things, but still, they're not doing great. But I think to then come on and go a few years later and I'm like this, David Raya, he's amazing. I think he has a couple of off games, but he's got so much, like you've said before, Vinny, credit in the bank.
Yeah,
you can't do anything wrong unless he's throwing it in the net himself.
The thing is, he doesn't even have off games. He has off moments where he does a few silly things in a game, but then in the same game he'll pull off a couple of worldy saves.
Yeah, and keep you in it, and you go,
exactly. Do you know what I mean?
He did that against Brighton, didn't he? He gave the ball away, which then got lobbed over him, and luckily Gabby was there to, get his head on it to put it wide. But then he made some really good saves in that game. So, it kind of cancels out, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It does. So that brings us to kind of prediction time, because obviously we've got Champions League, then we've got Everton at the weekend. So we've got kind of two different predictions here. Obviously, Bayer Leverkusen, get the old pen out and write this down. But what are we thinking? Let's start with Josh. What are your thoughts on scores or predictions and expectations on round one?
I don't think it's going to be as easy as people are going to make out. But I think it'll be a 2-0. I think we'll get a clean sheet. Defensively, we're a lot stronger in the Champions League. I think 2-0, Gyökeres to score.
Nice. Like that. Gok. What are you thinking, Vinny?
Big Glock.
So here's the thing, right? You look at the number of goals we scored this season, and when we do our predictions, what none of us are really saying that Arsenal are ever going to score less than 2 goals. Because it's always like a 2-1, or it might be 2-0 or 3-0. Even though we're playing, football that's sometimes a little bit hard to watch. Not that the football's so bad, it's just that we make hard work of everything.
It's stressful.
So here's the thing, right? The thing is, Dan, you're such a salesman, right? Biggest salesman I know. I'll tell you why. Because you've shown all of these stats. You've shown Leverkusen's last 5 or 6 games. You've shown ours. Before I saw all that, I was actually going for a shock upset.
Ooh,
I was. Okay. I was going to say we were either going to lose 1-0 or we were going to lose 2-1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I was going to say. But then you came along with your stats, and now I'm not so sure.
Ooh, okay.
And now you're buying the house.
Yeah. That's what I do. Dear. 1 or 2 houses, sir.
The double glazing fitters are coming in on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh dear, that's funny.
Do you know what? I'm still going to go for a shock. Every season, there's a shock result. I'm not saying we're going to get knocked out in this round, but I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 to them.
Oh, okay, Vinny.
Give us something to play for in the return leg.
And what
He'd be interested. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. But I think there might be a shock upset in this one.
I'm going complete opposites, as you can imagine. I love the number 4, and I'm putting him. I'm going big. Every Champions League game I've seen recently, it's been like big goals. I'm not there in person, but if I was, they should take me over, because we always score big when I'm there. Like every game I've been to, we've scored a lot. Honestly, like Tottenham, and then we had all the Champions League ones have been big games, big goals, and yeah, I'm going 4-0, guys. 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I'm up for it. I'm gonna. Yeah. I don't know who'd score it. Vinny, I didn't get your score actually, mate. Who did you say? What were you thinking?
I think it will be. I think Jokerid will score. So but I think it won't. I think it won't be enough.
Well, I'm going to go Saka for us on Wednesday on my 4-0. I'll get Alex's. If Alex is in the chat, obviously, let us know, Alex. But if not, I'll get it from you in the group. But that's interesting. So that's that game locked, and we'll see. And I can't wait to speak to you again, Vinny, after I go, I told you, mate. I told you.
Don't lie.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong.
I'm a stat man. Right, and then we've got Everton at the weekend. We haven't really talked about, obviously, too much about the Everton game, but obviously we're going to get it. It's going to be one of the games you talk about next week. But obviously, quick thoughts on it. Not going to go too in depth. We haven't looked at lineups or anything like that, but I think it's pretty much the same at this moment in time. But we are obviously at home.
We're at home,
yeah, comfortably. I'd like to think that we would be beating these. But what's your thoughts, Joshua, on expectations? Because they're one of these teams.
Again, it's going to be a tough game. Everton are playing fairly well. They're sort of a little bit up and down with their results, but they're I think they're top half of the table, aren't they? Or are they sort of
Everton having a really good season, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy. There's going to be no easy games from now. I was saying even on the live, and I think like maybe in the last podcast as well, that really you don't actually want to be playing the teams that are down at the bottom, because they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting to stay in the Premier League. So if anything, they're the worst teams to sort of play. It's actually teams like Everton who, they're safe. They've got no problems. They're probably not going to get into Europe either. So they're not really playing for anything, are they? So they're the sort of teams that you want to kind of play. I think we'll win it, and probably fairly comfortably in the end. But it won't be easy. I'm going to go 2-0 again. And Eze to score.
Eze. He likes a goal. Okay, Eze, got you. I mean, last time, just looking it up, actually, just while you were chatting.
1-0, wasn't it?
1-0 Jokerid's penalty. But yeah. What do you think, Vinny?
That was away, and they were a little bit more kind of up for it, I think.
Yeah, early start of the season, wasn't it? And they've done us at home, but it was a new ground as well. So
it was over Christmas, wasn't it? It was just before Christmas.
Yeah, I'm joking. We've never lost at their ground. I think that was my joke at the time. And we still haven't. So all that may carry on. But Vinny, I mean, more positive on this one, Vinny, or you're down in the dumps, mate?
I'm more positive. My brother's a staunch Everton fan.
Oh,
he
really?
He has been for decades. He used to go home, away, abroad, following Everton absolutely everywhere. And he saw.
Abroad? Did Everton go abroad? I can't remember.
Yeah, they did in the 90s. Yeah.
Oh, man, a long time ago.
Yeah, they were a good team back then. But he saw the North London derby. He saw how we performed. Although we were elated by it, but he could see chinks in the armour, and he reckons Everton are going to turn us over.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not agree.
Good.
I'm going to go for an Arsenal 2-1.
Okay.
I think we will turn them over 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zubi will score.
Oh, okay.
I think Zubimendi will get a goal in that one, yeah.
Okay.
But I think they'll score from a corner.
You think who's there scoring at the moment for them? That Tarkowski, wasn't he scored at the weekend?
Can't stand him.
Trying to think who else. And you got the. I mean, it's obviously good for me. I'm positive result. I want to keep it different, but I'm gonna go 3-0 at home. I think as well. 3-0. Who's the score though? That's a good one. Depends who's playing. Do you know what I'm gonna go randomly? It might be too out there. I might go Dowman just for fun. That like we go up. Wow. He comes
Look
on, he
at
scores
that.
Just to stick out. And I think I must get like bonus points if like a 16-year-old scores.
Are you top of the league? Predictions league.
Do you know what? I need to work it out, Vin. It's been a long time since I've had it down. But
it's always I've been calculating it each week, and I put myself. I think I'm 4 points clear.
4 points clear. Okay, I'll take your word for it, mate. I've got not a clue, but it's just I like to do it, and then I will one day look back and add it all up. And I think last time Alex was leading that, I think around Christmas sort of time, or just after. But yeah, mate, you could well be. So.
I don't think Dowman will play at all in the Everton game.
True.
I think he might get some minutes in the Champions League if he goes. He might get some minutes, but I don't think he'll even play in the at all in the Everton game because they're too physical a team, and I think Arteta would be worried that he's going to get absolutely slammed.
Yeah, we won't dare risk him. I mean, if he's got to pin our hopes for a quadruple on a 16-year-old, we're in a lot of trouble, right?
I'm just for fun, man. Like that we're already 2 up, and he's going to let him have a few minutes. That's what I'm thinking. But
definitely. Can see that happening. Yeah.
I remember when he played Newcastle on the pre-season. Do you remember that? And it was Joe Linton, like basically punched him in the face. He got up and we carried on. I think he earned a lot of respect that day from everyone. I think everyone stood up and was like, "Oh," and that's when we first really started seeing signs. I know it's pre-season and stuff like that, and. But the kid don't go. His kid's playing how he plays every day, and no one expected it. I couldn't keep up with him, and I think he can more do it, Josh, in my opinion. But I think get him on the pitch, he can take anyone on. I'm just that confident in him, so I might get him on my shirt next year. I'm that excited. So go on, Dowman. Got my backing. But that is it, guys. I think we've wrapped it up. We've done it all right, coming up to the hour mark. But any other questions? I always say, Vinny, I know you'll have a question, but any questions, Josh, Vinny, that you want to chuck out there for the group?
I was just going to say about, I don't know if you've seen it, but we've been linked with the PSG winger, the Georgian. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. It's like Kirivatshilia or whatever his name is.
What? What's on PSG?
Yeah, we've been linked with him.
He's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. I was like quite excited. I was like, yes, please. Because he is awesome. Because there's a little bit of, I know they're doing okay in the Champions League. They have had they weren't, didn't have a record like ours. But they're not doing very well actually. I think they're still top of the league, but they've had quite a few losses, like shock losses.
Still top,
And I think they're out with one of the cups. They got knocked out and stuff like that to like a lower league team. So there's a little bit of unrest there, and I think the whole sort of PSR stuff that obviously that's all around Europe as well. It's not it's not just the Premier League. Exactly. So I think they might need to potentially sell, and that would be quite interesting, especially obviously if we do get rid of either Martinelli or Trossard. I think it'd more than likely be Trossard. Then I mean that would be a great replacement, wouldn't it, for Trossard?
Wow.
Oh man, yeah, definitely.
He's only 25 as well, so he's still he's not very old.
I'm right. We had like maybe a chance previously to maybe have had him at the time, but we didn't really. It wasn't right, or the timing wasn't right. I'm sure his name's come up before when maybe 2-3 seasons ago, maybe when he was a bit younger. But then there's been links with Tonali as well was another link for midfield. Gordon was another one on the left wing potentially, which I think we touched this before.
I wouldn't want Gordon. I wouldn't want Gordon.
I'm not. It doesn't get me excited. No. But that guy, definitely. I've seen him play a few times, and good player, and it'd definitely be an upgrade on our left hand side. Yeah, for sure.
It's a definite upgrade on what we got.
Yeah, that's exciting. Any other dirty sort of player rumours? Anyone else heard of anything?
No.
Start the rumours now. No, cool. I like it, Josh. Anything from you, Vinny, mate?
I do have a question.
Good.
This is a popular question going around the internet at the moment.
Go on.
And it's all centers around Tottenham. And the question is, do you really want Tottenham to go down? Bearing in mind, if they go down, there's no North London derby next season. Where do you stand?
It's a good point in terms of, obviously, it's one of the fixtures that you kind of look forward to. But I actually don't. I would like to see him go down. I just think it would be kind of comical. It would kind of put them in their place. I mean, maybe London might open their borders again, and they'll actually be part of Middlesex again. So they can't even say that they're from North London. No, it's. I just think it'd be funny, and I've got a lot of friends that are Spurs fans, so it'd be even better, to be honest.
Oh, mate, it would be funny. I think it was a choice, wasn't it? Of Tottenham go down, you win the league, but nothing else. This is the one I heard. Or Tottenham stayed up, but you won two, the Premier League and a cup, and you go.
I mean, I want to win the league, so I'd rather them, I'd rather them stay up in that respect. But that's.
But you can either think, Josh, it was like you win the league and Tottenham go down, but that's it, or they stay up and you win, 2 trophies. So and you go, well, which trophy? But I'll go, I don't really care if they stay up or down. I'll be honest with you, because they're nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just think it'd be so funny.
Us. It's so funny. I mean, I'd love them to go down just for the bants and the different cheers and all that sort of stuff. And we might meet them in a cup game. It's the only time we might see a North London derby, but. I mean, I just for the banter, just go down and we'll win whatever is coming our way. I just think it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. They're literally in Igor Tudor. They're like, we need to get rid of him, and he's been in for like 3 games.
3 games.
And you're like, oh my god, do you know what they were signing up for? And then they're talking about getting loads of old managers back who might be able to just do a job, aren't they? And you just think it's a ship that's sinking, and they're going to have the best stadium in the Championship. And I think,
do you know what I'd love? I'd actually really, really love is if they went down and then they ended up getting someone like Sam Allardyce as their manager.
Big Sam.
They're going to have Tony Pulis.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah. It's just a club that's just so poorly run. It's just hilarious, isn't it?
Well, because the thing is, they sort of go on about their stadium, about being, basically the best stadium in the league. Which it might well be, but they basically built that so they can host concerts, and that's the way their board works. Is that they're not actually interested in winning. There is actually a quote, I think, from one of them that basically said financially it doesn't really matter if we get relegated, because honestly, I mean, what a mentality to have. But that is just Spurs, isn't it?
Just shows a Spursy thing to do. It's right. We've got the Spice Girls reunion coming up in.
Exactly. You got Taylor Swift doing a concert there, and boxing, and
we'll be safe.
Yeah.
Oh, what a joke! What an absolute joke for team. But boys, I appreciate. I'm very excited about this week. And Vinny, I'll be on to you, mate, on Wednesday once we've games finished. Or you won't hear from me at all.
Don't be right.
Exactly. But no, guys, I appreciate it. Thanks for making it and coming and talking all about Arsenal. I'm looking forward to next week already. And I will see you in a chat and go from there, boys. But I hope that'll sign off for today.
Yep.
Hour down. I can't believe it goes so quick. But I'll see you guys in the next one. And come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.
Come on, you Gunners.
Bye.